Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And in this video, I'm just gonna be straight up and honest with you. I'm doing a video on why my current AFL fantasy and SuperCoach sides are completely blank, giving you the pros and cons of that approach, and why I think you'll see most content creators, or some content creators at least, and some former champions of the game. I know I've been talking with Jay about this on Twitter, one of the SuperCoach guys that won it or came close in the past, Jay Peterman, about this, and sort of we all have this same approach of trying to not get suckered into a lot of things. You know, there's so many times that you can get suckered into, oh, this is the winning approach, this is that, and I just want to sort of keep it blank and real because I feel like I'm going to miss someone, and I feel like I don't want to get locked into some type of approach yet. So anyway, let's just jump into this video here. So as you can see, 17.8 million team value, and of 0, everything is completely a blank. Let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. And the main reason why is because if I was to just say, let's just do the defender line. Let's just go here and do something that I had originally and why it's all changed. If you look, this was the side that I originally had. Let me just get the likes of, where is he? Shorts, and then you get the likes of a Callum Mills and then Kitty Coleman, and you'll see why exactly I've gone blank at this point. And then let me get the defenders in here. Let me actually just go by percentage owned, as that's probably just going to be easier. Travalia, defender, Bo Allen, defender, and then honestly at this point, Sider, Hooley can go in there. That was basically my defender line for a lot of the preseason. Now, if you're looking at this now, if you looked at this 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, you go, oh, that's a pretty good defender line, that's pretty stock standard, etc. Why are you doing? You could hold that through the whole preseason, etc. But I can already tell you that Kitty Coleman not going to play till probably at the moment. He's not even running at the moment. They say round 5. It's going to be tight for round 5, and they may have the luxury of bringing him back round 6 to 10 range, like if he's not running and not doing contact drills. Jack Sinclair has avoided major structural damage or anything to his hamstring, I believe. So, but a primo with a hamstring injury 5 weeks out from the season. Yeah, 4.5 weeks out from the season. No. We've already heard that from a lot of Essendon fans that Al Hooley is probably going to be on the wing if he is playing in the A's, but it looks like he may be on the B's anyway because of Dylan Shield. So that's already that's almost half of the defence just gone, just like that. Harry Sheezel's also spent some time forward, but that was them just flicking around the magnets from what I've heard, given that the next training session he spent majority time in the midfield, and we know he's an absolute gun. And then I've already heard from a lot of guys like Swizz and Abs about Jaden Short and how he probably looks like a trap. So there he goes. Now look at that. You're down to 4 guys on the in the midfield line. If we look at the ruck line, I just want to chat about this. Look at this. Cherry, De Koning, and then we'll even put Raul Marshall, and then we'll put, we'll look at Sean Darcy as well. So these are some of the primo rucks that I was looking at throughout the whole of the season. So, well, I wish I could actually get I wish one of them had ruck forward status so that I can show you with the another ruck as well, which was the likes of Max Gawn, who I think should be up here at, yeah, here we go. There you go. But anyway, having said that, Tristan Cherry, the fake ACL rumours, that, so he's probably the only fit ruck at the moment. De Koning's been training really well as a solo, but he had Mark Pitton come out in the news, Channel 7, I want to say, about a week ago or so, and say, yep, I'm going to be, I'll be fit and firing, and that alluded to potentially a dual ruck, so we don't know the situation there. Raul Marshall is in a race against time because of a stress fracture in his pelvis, or some injury, I forget what exactly it was, but Ross Lyons said he was that he was going to play round 1, but take that with a grain of salt. And then Sean Darcy recovering really well from a knee injury, only to have an infected screw in his ankle or something from a past ankle injury. So yeah, he's already down and out. So count that out. Raul Marshall out as well. And then we even go to the likes of Max Gawn, and we say, oh yeah, what about Max Gawn? Well, he had that injured, was it larynx or whatever, voice box or whatever, So he's been injured as well. So the ruck line, suddenly, if you actually look at it, and you can also include Tim English in this, he's been battling injuries as well this preseason. So suddenly you're looking at it, and I'll do this in terms of price. If we do price, and we go get rid of Tristan Cherry, keep Tristan Cherry, and then we go get rid of Koning and get rid of Tim English, and you can see the number one ruck in terms of value in terms of price, in Rowan Marshall injured. Number three in Max Gawn injured. 4 in Tim English injured. Toby Nankervis is 31, turning 31 this year. That's on the verge of being old. Brody Grundy is turning 31. That's also old and has the and also is playing in round 0, so has the bye. So that's a couple of points off. Jared Witts is 33 this year. Darcy Cameron has the early bye, but he is probably almost in that discussion. Kieran Briggs has the early bye. Ray O'Brien is 30-something, turning 30. Lloyd Meek as well. There's still a battle for the ruck spot, but he looks like he should be getting that. Then you're down to Thomas Koning. So I already just named basically flags on every single of the rucks here in this line. So yeah, I'm just in utter confusion about the ruck line at the moment, and that's why a part of the reason why my team is blank. Now, if we go to, and I think I had this discussion about, let's just talk about the rookies here. So most teams I see are probably going to have 4 or 5 mid-rookies across the bench and on field. So if we look at midfielders, team selected by, don't talk about these guys, Jagger Smith, Levi Ashcroft, Sam Draper, Sam Lawler is actually pretty highly up, and he's probably come back into discussions in the last couple of weeks because he's been training well. Anyone else here that I really, Harvey Langford as well. So these are sort of the 5 that are the main ones at the moment from what I've seen. I would also include probably Xavier Lindsay in that, but we know that rookies get selected on the Thursday night basically. That's how you make your sides pretty much, those that get selected, etc. But if you say we're doing something like this, which I've seen teams do, I've also seen teams do something like this as well. If we were just to do, say, this for instance, I know it's out of price order, which is a little bit annoying, but is what it is. If you were to do something like this, then you open up that as well. But I've also seen teams go, I want to do, let's just do this, and then I just want another mid. Let me actually do the prices just to get me another midfielder. That is, let's just put Smiley in there, and then I'll put him down here, right? So if you wanted to do that, then you can actually go really strong in this forward line here. If we go by percentage owned, that Kaku would be on the bench anyway. Houghton, etc. No, he's not going to play. Sorry, I've got the forwards on the wrong pricing, but let's just do this quickly. And then you would see from this already that you've got, if we just to do this, that who's out of price range. Let me just fix this up a little bit. And you would see exactly what I'm sort of talking about or referencing. If you were to put Jason on Francis, you're probably going to go lighter in the midfield. And that means you're probably going to have the 3 rookies, or you're going to have something like this that I've teetered around a little bit. And you can see why I'm at this point now where I'm just like, I just want the team just 100% blanked at this point, because I know the general consensus of what I want, or sort of the price ranges, and it's year on year, they're pretty much the same thing, unless you get an extraordinary thing which we've seen in the forward line, which kind of means the forward line, if you're still allotting almost the same amount of value in each line as you would each on year. It's just the different price structures of it. The forward line's more rounded in that sort of 700 range to 500 range, where you'd see, I would argue, most teams in years past would probably have it actually looked pretty similar to this, to be honest with you, but most teams this year I feel like could even go McRae F1 and sort of price range it a little bit more in the 700 to 500 bracket. But anyway, you'll see quite a lot of teams, I think, like this, where they'll have the 3 rookies or 2 rookies / a sort of low-end mid-pricer and Nevitt, and then the rookie here, and then probably one rookie here, and maybe spend a little bit more up in this the back line. I think now that we have the Kitty Coleman injury, that we lose that sort of 500k. I think a lot of people will go to the Perryman Mills D4 D5 combo. I think that's something I've looked at, but I think what I'm trying to do at the moment is find a way in which I can have sort of 5 rookie price guys, and this would be this setup I've seen before. But yeah, so 5 or so rookie price guys, 5 or 6 dependent, and just see if I can find a way around it. But yeah, this is something that I've sort of played around with a little bit and sort of argued that maybe Jason Horne-Francis, even though there isn't value there, in terms of much upside that I see, and maybe see him going to a 95, but that's only like 5 points of value, is a little bit better because you restructure where that rookie is placed, rather than the rookie being, let's just do this, and I know a lot of people will be like, I'll just use them as an example here, Caden Cleary. Say we just, and I can just do this itself, say we have that, so is that going to be more suited? Is Jason Horne-Francis plus Caden Cleary, for an example's sake, going to be better suited in terms of Horne-Francis, say he gets 95 points, and Caden Cleary, say a rough average 60. Let's just say that is 155 points. Is that better suited, 155 points for about, what's that, 1.16 million, let's just put it at that. For 1.16 million, is that better priced, or is it better to go and something like that in itself, or is it better to go something like this for almost the same exact price? And I know that they're slightly off, but you could use the same exact example with Kako or Berry or Curtin, etc. Or is it better to do this where Sid Draper's probably, say for the same price, is going to go an extra 10, 15, etc. for the same value there? Is it better to get the forward be the primo and sacrifice maybe 5-10 points there in terms of that, instead of like a Doherty, not Clayton Oliver, is there any other, like a Chera or a Holland or someone like that value, and get that sort of lowering guy like a Nevitt into the midfield, or a rookie into the midfield, where you can almost get an extra 10, 15, 20 points of value in the midfield comparative when you look at the rookies of Caden Cleary versus like a Nevitt or a Draper or someone, because someone usually goes 80 in that midfield, whereas Caden Cleary is probably only going to go 60. So you may lose 5 or 10 points on the premium, but you may gain it back in terms of the rookie itself. And that's sort of one thing that I've sort of looked at as well, is not trying not to get as many rookies in the forward line, because we know that the drop-off is large, and we know that small forwards, even the best small forwards in the class, usually only go 50, 55. So that's something that I've looked at there, if I just want to auto clear that. And the same can be basically used, the same principles can be used across the SuperCoach as well. And I've sort of, one thing that I've tried to do this year, and one thing that I think I will do now, especially with the Sinclair injury, because Sinclair is 25% owned, somewhere around that, 19% owned. He's jackknifed down. Because of that, and I just want to actually look at the defenders' ownership in terms of the 900Ks. You've got Flanders, who had an injury square. Whitfield's 30 plus. Holmes is on the buy. Holmes could actually be a very decent pickup now. But do you want to sort of put yourself in that position where instead of getting that value in probably Perryman, it's a tough decision here, and I'm going to just show you what I'm sort of thinking here. Where's Mills? Mills is not going to be. Mills is going to be in this bracket here. Who else is guys that we want? So if we do this, right, and I'll put short in just for the example purposes here. So if we put this as our rough rookie sort of defender line per se, if we do defender, I think I want to find a way in which I can have Toby Travalia at 319k as my D6. I don't want to touch 2 rookies in the defender line, because we know, much to the same with the forward, the defenders, the key defenders are generally the ones that get it. We know that the midfielders generally, it seems to be in vogue at the moment, that like the Nick Dacos, the Harry Sheasel, the Colby McKercher, they start a little bit off half back and then they feed their way in. They don't want to burn him out as a full-on baller first up. So, and I think that's something Toby Travali will happen to him. So I have a feeling that we're going to not get too many defenders that I like in terms of value on the bench, because yes, it's all great to have the point scoring here, but you also got to look at the bench, and this is something DT Lemon does really, really well, is he finds the right solution where you're still getting that value there, because there's no point having the extra rookie on field if you got a guy scoring 40 and doing nothing here in terms of gaining value, because an extra switcheroo, and that's what I was saying with Torn Francis and like Cleary, that debate about that switching where that primo is almost in the midfield and the forward line to get that better value on field, as well as taking away another potential forward that goes 40 or 50, a small forward that's probably going to do that, and limiting those type of guys. So having said that, this is sort of something that I played around with a little bit, and then we get to, I'm going to need probably a 900k defender, and this is where someone like a Wangley Malira falls into place. A guys like a Bailey Dale potentially falls there. We'll just do this for argument's sake. Something like, we'll do that, and then we'll get Holmes potentially. I'll grab up Holmes here as well. We'll recruit him as a midfielder just for the argument's sake, and then I need the likes of Harry Perryman. So, and I'll also grab Roberts just for the sake of it. So this is, I can't actually move those, but anyway, this is sort of something that I've looked at in terms of a value option like this, potentially something like that as well, spending a lot of value in terms of and obviously there wouldn't be these guys on the bench, it would be rookies, but spending up more so on the round, on the defenders, because we know that they are quite hard to find the rookies for. And we know that Travalia, Bo Allen, and then if Sardar Hooley doesn't play, who's the rookie that's going to play? Because Bice isn't going to play or anything like any sort of specialist halfback, it doesn't look like. So spending up in the defender line could be interesting, and flipping guys like Perryman near enough his bye, or someone like that, or potentially a Jaden Short or someone like that. Especially like a lot of these guys have their partner in crime sort of injured, or they're going into a midfield role. Like these two going into a midfield role, Bailey Dell has no Joe Hannison, Wangley Malira potentially has no Sinclair, so something like that could work. You've got guys like a Max Holmes, and I actually can't sort of slide him in here. I will do it in terms of a Toby Travali. I'll actually just get rid of Roberts as well, that's just interchangeable with Perryman, let's just show that. Then we'll go here. Max Holmes would basically just be my guy probably here, I would say, and then you'd have, you'd probably actually stack the defense, to be honest with you. If I was to go Holmes, it would have to be, I think, this, and I'm starting to try and find ways of fading out Jaden Short. So yeah, that's just why I think in a way that I'm at currently a completely clear squad, and because I don't want to get jackknifed. Oh, sorry, I keep on saying that word. I don't want to get set in structure-wise at the moment, because we've got so many injuries happening. There's probably 4 or 5 injuries happening a day at the moment. St Kilda's losing 3 every week, it looks like, at the moment. So I don't want to get set in a structure and then suddenly have to blow it all up at Thursday 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. when teams come out, and suddenly you're like, oh no, I have an hour to fix this all up. So that's why I just want to sort of, at the moment, until we get to the official practice games area, I probably will run with a completely cleared side. I may do a team reveal again in the next little bit, but it would be very thoughts-based and theory-based rather than a sort of actual team that I'd probably run with. It'll probably be a little bit less worthwhile. But that's sort of my thoughts on why I'm running currently with a completely clear side. And I think it's because a lot of my thoughts have been challenged, a lot of players have got injured, etc. And that's why I'm running currently with it. If you guys did enjoy the sort of thought process around why I'm running with the 0 team at the moment, and why it's going to obviously change, but why I think it is a a decent strategy just to keep your mind clear and take a step back, given that all the research that you do, you kind of can be suckered into this, that, and everything, and then you may miss things. Like, I know a lot of fantasy creators are saying, when the Philippou went down, don't just slot in Sanders because he's the same price. Even though that's a really good option, mind you, because stuff can happen. So that's why I'd say that. And so yeah, anyway, if you guys did enjoy that video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're listening on Spotify, give me a follow and a rating over there, and I will see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Bye guys.